I don't like having an init function like this. This is called two-phase construction because you construct the object in one phase and then you initialize it in the other. The reason you would normally do that is because you cannot communicate an error from a constructor without throwing an exception. And if you don't want to throw an exception, you would then use an init method and return like a ball or something. This doesn't even do that. So it's interesting. This is literally just like construct the object and then initialize it. Now, obviously, my thoughts on exceptions notwithstanding, like they are good, but regardless of that, the problem you have now, and I find this confusing in several, like, this is confusing in two parts. One is confusing for the user of the class because as a consumer, I always have to remember to call init, okay, with the right arguments, but then also like if it fails, like what state does that leave this object in? But also, what happens if I forget to call init? What happens if I call init more than once? What happens if I copy it? Like, there's a whole load of like mental overhead now on this two-phase construction. Whereas if the constructor either constructed or it didn't, then all these problems go away. So that's kind of one issue with it. The other issue is on the development side. If I am requiring someone to call initialize to me, what do I do in all these other functions? Like, is that now a precondition, all these functions? Do all these functions now have to have code in which checks if it's been initialized? And what does it do if it's not? Do you know what I mean? Like, it adds a whole load of unnecessary complexity when literally the point of the constructor is to construct the object. Anyway, I'm kind of going off on a bit of a tangent here, but I feel quite strongly about two-phase construction. I'm sure there are situations where it is needed. I am not convinced this is one of them, but also, again, I've not written a physics engine that's been used in a AAA game. So, like, there's also that. But in terms of just general design, like, I'm not crapping on Jolt here. I see this and then I feel like I should share my opinion on it.